Welcome to
the Neapolitan
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
And my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to our podcast, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now. Before we jump in, quick note on our content. It is created for adult audiences. We do advise listener and viewer discretion. It might be a lot to take in sometimes. Maybe not today, but sometimes it may be. So if you need to take a breather anytime along the way, go ahead and do that. Take your break. Come right back. Today's topic is polyamory. Okay? Polyamory is defined by the Cambridge Dictionary as the practice of having sexual or romantic relationships with two or more people at the same time. Basically, you for the streets. With that being said, we're going to send it over to Shay for some questions.
Damn, for the streets.
Streets. Not the streets, the streets with a K.
Streets.
Yes.
That's crazy. All right. So, first question. Would you see yourself in a non-traditional relationship? Structured, like polyamory. Why or why not?
Do I see myself?
Could you?
You said would I or could I?
Could you?
Could I see myself in a polyamorous relationship?
Non-traditional.
Non-traditional. No. I mean, I respect it all the way, but that's nasty. It's nasty. It's not. It's too many fluids being exchanged. Your pH balance gonna be off. It's just too much going on there.
pH balance.
I'm for real, because I mean, this your body is fighting too many bacteria. It's like, there's one and there's another. Oh, this is a new one. And no, that's not for me. But I mean, that's as long as you're taking your probiotics and doing all of that.
Your probiotics.
It's not for me. I'm just saying. No.
Yeah.
I like to know where my diseases come from. Like, where did these come from?
I think myself, I've been in a polyamory relationship not knowingly, so why not one that I actually know about? Wouldn't some people consider cheating polyamory? Like,
no,
because when you cheat, the other person don't know. In polyamory, they know.
No, that's not what the definition says. It says it's the practice of having sexual romantic relationship with two or more people. It doesn't say that all parties have to be aware of it.
Girl, let me find this definition.
But in this situation that we discussed in this around, they all know. So is that polygamy now? Okay.
Because polygamy, you have to be married.
That's married, right?
So what the fuck does?
I thought.
So for those of y'all who don't know, we centered this conversation around Neo. Okay. Yeah. So we didn't mention that, but this conversation is centered around Neo and what he got going on with his 3 babies, or whatever he called them, or some shit.
I thought it was 4.
Is it 4? He added a new. It was 3 at first.
No, I think it's 4.
But
anyways, he's got more than one woman.
And they all know each other, and they get along.
So yeah, that's polyamory because they're not married. I mean, they're not married.
Mm-hmm. I asked AI, artificial intelligence. It says polyamorous means having or relating to the practice of having multiple romantic or sexual relationships with the knowledge and consent of all parties involved.
Oh, and that's polyamory?
That is polyamory.
Okay. So that's when everybody knows. Well, I guess I haven't been a part of the polyamory.
No, your ass been cheated on. That's what happened.
We've been cheated on, but I was not aware.
When I was listening to Neo's interview, I really thought about that, and I said, well, shit, that doesn't sound bad. If they all are aware, they all know what's going on, they're all adults, sharing is caring. That's my point of view. Sharing is caring.
So, in regards to the question, I could not be a part of something like that. For one, I don't like to share my men. I don't want to say I get territorial.
Wait. Pause. She said my man.
Okay.
Men
Well,
with
I'm just speaking like in general. I'm speaking in general. Not like I have a bunch of niggas. I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah, but that's what it sounded. That's why I was like, pause. I think you mean you don't like to share your man, whether
Yeah. Well, I'm saying men because hell, the man you got today might not be the man you had tomorrow.
I just want to
I'm
bring
just
clarity
saying.
for the audience. I don't want them to think you got men.
I mean, maybe she does. They don't know.
Oh my god.
They're sharing her.
I was gonna say that's a player right there. That's just a straight player.
They're sharing her. She ain't sharing nothing. They're sharing her.
Yeah.
But I don't like to share. I get very territorial, and I'm a feel away. Like and then I'm not trying to compete with nobody. Like if that's what you want, go get it. But we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna involve like some different type of mentality where you're just like not worried.
You got to be very mature, very understanding, very open minded.
Yeah. Now I'll say this: I would probably in my younger days, I would have maybe entertained a polyamorous relationship without the sex because it said romantic, not necessarily sexual. You know, because I could, you know, I don't mind. I guess I don't know how. I don't
dating because like dating,
yeah, like
you're
dating,
not exclusive to them,
right? But I guess they wouldn't all know who I was talking to. It's more so like, oh, you just know I'm not exclusive to you. I'm dating.
Right.
But I don't know because everybody would have to be knowledgeable of it, and I'm like, girl, I guess I'm like for Shay, like I'm not about to compete with nobody for nobody's attention, so I'm gonna be over here off to the side, and then girl gonna get mad or whoever because you might be giving me a little bit more attention. And I'll be like, girl, that's your business, and I'll be fighting.
But I think that's where like when you listen to Neo's interview, the way he broke it down is to nobody's fighting for anybody's attention.
Yeah,
they all have their time, they all have their place, they all understand that this is it's like an association. Like you're an associate in his business. Like you're, you know, other than doing the dirties with the same man, you are all individuals. And I'm like, okay, I see.
Yeah, so that brings us to my next question. Neo described what it takes to make polyamory, polygamy work. Do you think it's realistic or idealistic? I remember one thing he said. He was like, when we have disagreements, we sit down and we talk about it. We don't like let things linger. We don't take it like and air that shit out everywhere. They basically like come together and talk about it.
Adults.
And I mean, if that works, so that's how a normal conflict should happen in a relationship anyway. Y'all should talk your problems out. So if that's what they're doing, and it ain't is keeping the tension down, then I guess that works for him. And in the realistic terms, that's realistic how a relationship should work anyway.
Yeah, that's not even, that's just being an adult.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be able to say what's on your mind and discuss it and get past it. So
I think what he meant is like if they're having issues amongst all of them. Because I could see how maybe, you know, you or his first girl says something, second girl doesn't like it, and maybe she's like, oh, she's talking this, saying that, and from the way that he described them, they sound like they're women that are not about that shit. Like they're just gonna do them and not worry about anybody else.
It's a bunch of benefits to being in their relationship. They be all getting trips, they be getting all kind of shit. So bitch, I guess they play their role.
No, because in the interview he said that they all got jobs and they all pay for their own stuff.
So who pay for the trips they go on? Do he pay for the trips? They pay for the trips. They split in 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways.
I guess
so. He said he is the head of household. So he basically take care of all their necessities. I think it's all those extras that as women you want, like hair, maybe nails and all that stuff. Maybe they're paying for their own. But what he's saying,
if you had a household,
I don't think that they want him to pay for everything. I think they're okay with him like paying luxury apartments and luxury vehicles, and then
baby, I guess they really love him.
That's what he says.
Don't call yourself head of household. Don't do that, and then have all these for women, and I still gotta pay for shit.
Paying their own bills.
Yeah, because what they said, polygamy is a rich man's sport. Only rich men can have that many women. It's a reason why they do. It's because they got the money to take care of that many women. And I know you're just not over here making no bitch suffer to have 5 bitches. I know you're not.
The Habibis, that's how they do it. They have 5, 6, 7 wives, and all their wives with all their kids are taken care of.
Yeah,
none of those wives work. Them Habibis.
I'm
trying to like that meme I saw online that said there's a meme online. It said, "Prepare yourselves." It said all the Habibis and the English people are coming over to Houston for that Gold Cup that they're having, the soccer Gold Cup. They're like, "Be ready, we're gonna have all these rich European people."
Shit, I'm about to go see. What you say it was? Soccer, golf? What you say?
Soccer. It's soccer.
I'm about to go see a soccer game then.
That's what they were saying. They're like, it's time to get ready.
Oh, do they all stay with him? Because
I wonder.
I'm just like, okay, well, if they're paying, if so, what are they? They just link up and go. I don't think they stay with him. I don't think they stay with him.
You know, at sometimes he made it sound like they didn't, but then he made it sound like they did live together. Let me see.
The interview is too long for me to go back and look at. I guess I should.
No, that held like 40 minutes.
I watched all of it, and I don't think he ever mentioned that they actually, like, he ever said, yes, we do live together.
Well, I'm gonna say this: if I am sharing you with someone, and
he does, it says online he does not live with his 4 girlfriends. It is 4.
So he pays for the rent as the head of household. You paying rent at 4 houses? Because how you head of household?
He says they each have their homes, but they all live nearby. He lives with his children.
How convenient.
He says each of his girlfriends visits him for a week at a time when he is not on tour. You see, so each one of them gets their week. He pays mortgage, I guess.
It literally sounds like Sister Wives, because that's how the Sister Wives, that show that came on TV, that's literally how they did. He spent time with each of them individually as like their own single household. They came together kind of sometimes, but not all the time. They all had their own separate lives.
Yeah, I think that's what this one sounds like.
So Sister Wives, their bills get paid. I don't think they work.
That's true.
They get paid.
Are they Mormons? Are they
I think they wear skirts and stuff, and they homeschool their children.
Not I think they wear skirts and stuff.
Are they Amish or like, I'm trying to figure out, because I know you're right. That's why I kind of brought that up, because I remember them being all like,
they're very religious. Yeah. They wear skirts. They long hair. They don't cut their hair. There's something.
Maybe they're Amish.
Could be that sounds Amish.
Because then why would they have the electricity in there? Why would they have all those cameras?
They got so many questions.
Yes.
You know, I like them.
Arrangement with his multiple girlfriends includes a mix of financial support and autonomy for each partner. He provides financial support through a monthly allowance and other financial arrangements. His girlfriends are also encouraged to maintain their own individual lives and careers with freedom to leave the relationship at any time.
So how much is the monthly allowance? Because if you give me a monthly allowance, that could get my hair and my nails done, depending on how much it is, and cover the rent and the lights.
I don't know. I needed to come with insurance, retirement benefits. I need all of that. I don't need
I need a Roth RA. I need a fucking college savings for my kid.
A 401k, everything. Trust
401k, trust funds. So when you die, it's gonna keep coming.
Okay, it says monthly allowance. Neo provides a monthly allowance to each of his girlfriends. It says other financial arrangements. He says beyond the monthly allowance, Neo also provides for other financial needs such as moving expenses and a new car. So he bought them a car, and he helped pay their mortgage. So he paid for the U-Haul truck.
He paid for movers, but she didn't pay for a U-Haul
Let's
truck.
just do that regularly, though. So that's not a big thing. That's
what I'm saying. Like, okay. I can go get somebody, the people outside of Home Depot to help me move the shit.
Girl, they expensive. Them people outside of Home Depot just as expensive. You might as well buy the whole moving truck, people. Because I tried that. They're very expensive. I'm like, sir, you cannot afford to be this expensive, but I need your help.
Okay, let's see. It says open communication. Neo emphasizes open communication, honesty between all parties, no jealousy. He encourages a culture of respect and support among his partners with no room for jealousy. And he strives to create individual connections with each of his partners, fostering a sense of unique relationships while maintaining the overall dynamic. It's not enough for me because you're Neo.
Baby, I need to be soft girl era.
You like it's any dude with a good job out here that make good money can do this.
Can take care of you, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're Neo, like you're that guy.
You're paying for my movers? What? No, sir.
Instagram influencers was giving new cars to their girlfriends, like, sir.
I need
What
him
else
to do.
can you do?
It can't be that good. I'm sorry. It can't be.
And I know they can't come with no status because I don't even know none of their names.
None.
Apparently,
So it
he's
can't come
introduced
with
them. So
to
they've
who?
been introduced to the industry. So he's
Oh,
I don't
kind
maybe
of giving
they
them.
I don't
maybe
know.
they do
Maybe
got
they're
some
working on
perks
a
that I don't
reality
know
show.
about.
Maybe they're working on a reality show. That might be what it is.
Maybe he said he
Not
wouldn't do it,
another
but
not another Blueface baddies, whatever the fuck that shit called.
Neo's wild.
Series on Zeus.
oh no, that was ratchet. This is more of like the upscale version of that.
This is the
Yeah,
black version of Sister Wives,
I think that's just.
non-marriage edition.
I think mostly. I think they're really okay with it because of the fame that they're getting. They get to get seen
You
with
think
him.
so?
I think so because I just don't see what the benefit is for me. Like, if I was getting a house in my name, and you was paying the mortgage on it or whatever, like he bought them a car, they probably still got to pay the car note and the insurance.
Bitch, don't girl, no.
Maybe.
Like it's giving a typical guy, not Neo. Like you're a star. You have millions. Like
He got 7 kids too. That's probably child support too on top of that. He probably really ain't got it like that.
honestly, I do think maybe it is that like he can't afford the lifestyle. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like some of these women, like when you date women, they be wanting a lot. And then think about it, like you date all the now I'm really playing devil's advocate because if you're dating one woman, right, and she wants a car, she wants this, she wants that, and then she get tired of it, and she's like, I don't want to be with you no more. All of that's a waste. At least here you have 4 women that have consented to it, they're okay with it, and you know that okay, well when I'm tired of this one, I can go to that one. And I can go to that one. I can go to that one. I ain't got to worry about wasting my money. It's conditional. It's like, okay, well, as long as you with me, you get X, Y, Z, and X, Y, Z, and X, Y, Z. So I don't know.
It's like a business transaction, like I had said earlier, and I think that's why it's like, I know when y'all said it, y'all were like, "Oh no, that seems like I couldn't do that. It's a lot of work," and it's like, no, it's not. It's a lot less work because imagine that you don't have to give this man no nookie every single day of the week because he can go to any of the other 3 to go get his nookie. You're independent of a man, doesn't have to like you're not gonna have to cook for him every day. You're not gonna have to do all this that comes back in a relationship. So I think it's I don't know in a way I feel like it would be more liberating than being in a relationship with one person that's gonna be there and annoy you all the time. So
I mean, if I was in my 20s, I'd be like, fuck it. We ball. Like, YOLO.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree. Is Neo
40
like our
something?
age?
No, he's definitely 40 something.
He's probably older. Let me find out. Let me ask AI.
So if I was younger, I'd be like, cool. But now that I'm older,
Neo
I'm
is
like
45, too old to be doing what he's doing.
He in his midlife crisis era.
But he also said that he did that after his divorce. So he was married, and then he said on the interview that he found out that monogamy was not for him. And I definitely can see that. Like I can see that because I know some people that don't believe in monogamy, like don't believe that you can be with one person for the rest of your life. So I see that.
No, bro. He's a dog ass nigga because how he did his first wife just to be how he is right now. I don't like you for that, sir.
Maybe that's why. And I'm mad because we got the same birthday. I just realized that we have his birthday's the 18th, like mine. But that's neither here nor there. He did. What was her name? The one
I don't know her name.
And he made her
get her tubes tied, telling her he didn't want no goddamn kids.
He made her get them burnt, I think, like where she couldn't come back from it.
Yep.
And she can't have kids no more. Now he done moved on and he got all these women and she moved on and she can't give her husband any kids.
And he told her he didn't want no kids.
Crystal Renee Smith.
So imagine that. Imagine a man saying you love a man so much, you want to be with him so bad, and he said he don't want no children. So you say, all right, babe, I would love him and go fix it.
And they have 3 kids.
Oh, you think he don't got kids with?
I don't know.
I could have sworn it was somebody who didn't have no kids with.
So it was the girl that he made burn her tubes or whatever. Then he left her, got with somebody else,
and then had kids.
And then I guess left her, and now he's in this
Now he got 7 children and told the first girl he ain't want no kids and made her do what she did. That shit pisses me off.
Let me see how many ex-wives does he
She's pretty too.
They were
it don't even matter.
pretty.
It don't even matter. That just tells you looks don't mean nothing to a dirty dog. Little dirty, dusty dog. Little bald-headed, skittle head.
Feel a type of way, okay?
I like him.
He's not even that cute. I ain't even gonna lie.
Hey, like he look like a fucking pedophile. If we being honest.
God damn.
Damn. Shay, you killed it. Left nothing. She said, "Let me
on the road.
Finish them."
Oh man, yeah, but
do you believe polyamory is more of an or orientation or a relationship choice?
It's a choice. What? I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you believe polyamory is more of an orientation or a relationship choice?
I wouldn't say it's a choice.
I'll definitely say it's a choice too.
I think for the majority, it is a choice. He made it sound like it was an orientation, because he made it sound like he was saying, I learned from my last marriage that I wasn't meant to be with one person only, and that's why he's doing this now. He said, I learned that, I learned the hard way that I'm not a man of one woman.
No, he just discovered that he would rather have more women than just one woman. That's not an orientation, nigga. You decided that that's what you wanted for yourself. And you knew you can get it.
I think there truly are people out there that can't just be with one person. Like, So I think for him it's a choice. I think for some people it really is an orientation where they're just like, I'm not meant to be with one person. And, they're just not. Like, there's some people that are single for life. I know a couple guys that refuse to get married because of that. They're like, I'm going to be single for life.
I'll say this. I think it's a little bit of both. It's a choice and it can be an orientation, because I feel like he made a choice that he wanted to not be in a monogamous relationship. So he went to these women and presented this idea. And although it may have not been their choice, they
signed up. They went for the orientation and they fell for the
Yeah, it was like, sounds good. Where do I sign? Right. So I think it's a little bit of both. Like, some people you can't convince to do that. They're like, maybe it's some people that are lost and don't realize that that's what they want until it's introduced to them, until that idea is introduced to them. And then there's there's people that probably don't have a lot to lose, maybe. And they're like, well, fuck it. I mean, let's do it. And I'm assuming all of these women may be single, or not single, but like not have any kids or any like it's to where, like you said, we was in our 20s. Maybe that if we were in our 20s and that was presented to us,
I would go for it.
I'm not gonna say I will. I'm gonna have some questions, but I'd be like, well, shoot, I mean, how much you paying? And in all honesty, in my 20s, a U-Haul truck.
That's all young girls care about. Okay, so what you gonna give me? How much money? Like, because they know the game. They know that shit. If you want something from me, I want something from you. And they not these young. They trying to say, why ain't these young niggas these young girls? Like, I don't know what to call a young girl in the same term.
That's a good question to ask. How old are these girls compared to him?
They can't be young. I know they're not in their 20s. They don't give 20s. They give like early 30s.
Yeah, because what some of these 20-year-olds look like.
He's saying that they're fully independent, don't need a man in their lives, and they just choose to be with him. So yeah, I'm thinking like Shay, like early 30s, maybe mid 30s max.
Yeah, but I know he definitely ain't got no 20-year on his team. They don't look that young.
He called it his roster.
See, that's another thing. Don't be downgrading me to no goddamn roster. That tells me that I'm not even your partner. I'm a roster girl. I'm on a team. Like.
Oh, okay. So here we go. Neo's 4 girlfriends are Christina, Ariel, Monet, and Brianna. While their exact ages are not widely publicized, Brianna is 31 and she has a 5-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow. I bet her baby daddy stay cursing her ass out. Okay. I know he going off.
The skittle head.
That's what you doing. That's what you doing. That's the example you setting. I know.
Yep. That's what you want her to do when she grows up.
You're not a real woman.
Okay, so that one is 31, which I think is still kind of young. At 31, you're still.
I said early 30s.
You're still falling for the okie doke at 31.
So what is it? Maniera Shaw. She's the one that tied her tubes before he left her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were married. I don't think they were even married.
No, they were dating.
Man, she was dating.
Yeah,
but I think they dated a while. And look at that. That's messed up. And now you out here living your best life.
Well, it'll take some growth for me to not hate that nigga. I know she had to hate him for a while. That she found out for the first child, the first kid you had, you told me you don't want no babies and you gonna do this?
But
yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. I think the 5-year-old child makes it a little bit different now.
Yeah, girl, don't be for real. Stop.
But I guess because he's a public figure, it makes it worse because eventually she's going to grow up and see this.
Because, the internet don't go away.
If he wasn't a public figure, I wouldn't knock it because technically he ain't even got a meter. I'm going to go visit you once or for a week. I get to spend time with my child. She don't have to be involved with you. So maybe that works, but he's a public figure. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I definitely thought about it because we all got kids, and at the age I am, I'm not that much older than her. Only 2 years, and it don't make that much of a difference. And I have a 9-year-old, and I'm just like, I couldn't imagine like doing certain things when I have a kid. It's just certain things I'm just like, nah, I can't do that. I got to be a different example. Now, granted, we're women. At the end of the day, we're women before we're mothers. So you gotta satisfy yourself with whatever craving you got. You know what I'm saying? You're a woman over everything. But I don't know. They're gonna be like, that broke bitch don't know what she's talking about anyway. She ain't got no man to pay her bills like that.
Who gonna say that?
I don't know. I'm just saying, you know how people be. What if one of them run across this podcast and I'm like, that broke bitch, like, because JT be always calling everybody broke. Anytime somebody says some shit about her, she be like, bitch, you broke.
But I'll say this because there's people, like Rose said, there are people who don't need that connection. They
just down for it.
Yeah, and there's people who need that connection. There's people who want, like I said earlier, I was like, I need somebody to get on my nerves. Like,
and you prefer that one person, and they just be you and him.
Yeah, and then my mind is not like really great. Like you would think that I smoked weed all my life, how my mind works. But it's like, to me, it's like, imagine dating someone, you going on a trip with them, making all these memories. Stop laughing, Rose. Making all these memories, and then you go on a date with somebody else, and I'll be like, damn, who did I go to that place with? And it's just the connection is not there. Like, I want to make memories with, like,
I think there's different ways of making that connection. Like, I go on trips because I want to travel.
And I'm gonna remember the goddamn trip and who I was with.
I'm gonna remember the trip. If my spouse is there with me, that's just a plus. We made that memory together, but I'm gonna have my memory of flying out.
Right, but I'm gonna remember the memory. I'm gonna just be like, who did I go there with? Like,
that says you got too many niggas if you can't remember who you went with.
Exactly. And then I'm like, you remember the trip with your homegirls. Oh, that's the girls' trip we took. But if I'm dating like 4, 5 of them, I'm gonna mess around and forget and be like, I thought we went together, but I guess
you're gonna be like, nah, that was your other nigga.
But I mean, like I said,
they say that anyway, so I'll be like, yeah, you're right.
You're right, that was him. My bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, what? She stuck or what?
She's just contemplating it. Like, she's just
really trying to
get it through her head.
Because I'm thinking about it from a female's perspective, or like, because we're looking at it from Neo's perspective. But what if Neo was a woman that had multiple men?
No.
And all
First of all, they wouldn't like that because they don't like sharing either.
His ego is too big sometimes. Like so why does it work for Neo, but it wouldn't work when in the reverse?
But you know what? I think he made a good point in saying that there are a lot of people who are out there that are in polyamorous relationships. We just don't know about it because it's such taboo. I'm sure there's a woman out there with like 5 different men that are taking care of her. We just need her to come out the ductworks and kind of tell us how that
You know
works.
what? I feel like I've seen some, I don't know if it was Instagram, TikTok, probably not TikTok, because TikTok don't be letting you see everything, but or maybe it was TikTok, because TikTok is pretty open. But anyways, I saw something where a girl had 2 guys, at least 2. She had 2. And I'm like, bitch, how did you do it? Like, tell us your secret. How do you get them to get along?
Yes,
how do they not get jealous?
I've seen this lady, and she was actually an older African American woman, and she had 2 husbands. They were both African American as well. And I was like, baby, how'd you get both of those men to be okay with being your man? And apparently she had married one of them first. That was her longtime husband. After I think they hit maybe the 30-year mark, I think she said they were like, you know what? It's getting kind of like dull. Maybe we should start seeing other people. But then I think he was like, no, I don't want you to go, leave me. I want to stay with you. If you want to see somebody else, I'm okay with that. Aww. And I think that's how she introduced the third person into their marriage. And the husband was okay with it because he's like, I love you enough to have to still want to stay with you. If you bring somebody else. And she's like, they cohabitate. Because I remember seeing her and I was like, how the hell did this old lady do this? Because baby.
Is the man she brought on like younger than her husband?
I don't think he's younger than her, but she might have been maybe in her late 30s to maybe mid 40s. She was older already. Husband was around her age, maybe a little older, and I think the guy was maybe her age or a little younger. It wasn't a lot of difference. Like there wasn't a big age gap between them 3. But I think I saw her on Instagram actually.
I have so many questions, but they're not appropriate to ask.
I'm gonna say this. Maybe we should revisit this topic in like 30 years. I don't know, to see if it's cool. And I'm gonna be like, hey, let's bring somebody else in the mix, But right now, it's a no. It's a no.
Yeah.
No, we're not bringing anybody in the mix.
All right. So, next question. So Neo talked about his how his family reacted. How would you imagine navigating those conversations in your own family? So you come home to your mama, and we know how our mamas are. So think about your mother right now. And you want to tell your mama that you got 4 boyfriends. Mm-hmm. What does that look like? How would you bring that up?
My mom would probably tell me to go to church and get an exorcism. But that's okay. She'll get over it. Girl. She would. She'd probably be like, she's got an entity. Yes. She'd be like, you are possessed. No, I think at the beginning my mom, my family would freak out, but it's kind of, I look back at when I brought a woman to my life, they were kind of like, they were kind of thrown off at it. But I think, I'm the black sheep, so they kind of expect the unexpected from me.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like when I started dating my wife, I think they like knew that it was coming, but it was a surprise, but it wasn't a surprise because I had been married before with men. So I think they were like, oh, okay, I guess she gave up on that. So
I think anything in this, like anything that a new generation will do and can do and have done, is going to always throw off the older generation because they're so traditional. So it's just things that they would have never imagined doing. So when you do it, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? But like, I mean, things are different. Like people think different. I think people are more open and unafraid of certain things these days. So they're not afraid to have multiple partners because that's normal in society sometimes. Yeah, I don't know how that conversation go. My mama, she probably be like, you okay? Like, what? Like, who are these people? Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, my mama gonna be like, she's just gonna straight go get to the point. So you just want to be a hoe now.
I see your mom saying that too.
She just want to be a hoe now. She just go get straight to the point.
That's funny.
Don't let her have some drinks in her because everybody.
I'm gonna say that it's definitely different when the drinks are in because the drinks are in. She's gonna be very blunt as fuck. She gonna say what's on her mind. She gonna call you all kinds of shit, probably.
Everything in the book.
Nasty ass.
My mom don't drink, so she's just gonna pray for me and cry and tell Jesus to forgive my sins.
You feel like you hurt her, feel like you did something to her.
She gonna go get the leaves and the egg and start touching her.
Everything under her will to get God to accept me into His kingdom.
Girl, it's not even just my mama. It's my grandmother. It's the whole pot.
Everybody.
Listen, that's just we just gonna keep it under wraps. I cannot introduce all my men to you.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah.
Family,
I just have to keep it.
Would have to be
separate.
one at a time, and I think for the most part, props to my family. They're G's. If I bring one person in for one party and another one for another, they ain't gonna say nothing. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, okay, hi."
So they would never know you had 4 different men.
No, they would know essentially because they would meet all 4 of them at a different. They just
don't act like they don't know.
Yep, and then act like, "Oh, what's this?"
And then imagine coming to somebody's wedding or like at the birthday party, you bring all 4 at the same time. You be like, "Well, you met him."
I couldn't do that.
Like,
I couldn't bring all 4 of them.
Look, all her exes are cool with each other. Oh my god. No, these all my men.
Because they're gonna try to make you look like a saint. Oh, they're her ex-boyfriends. They're friends. It was
very mature.
Whatever you say. Look, whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Friends. They're all friends. Yeah, they friends, all right. They friends.
You're color coded with all 4 of them, all matching.
No, y'all got matching outfits and stuff, taking pictures. Like, ooh,
that's crazy. All the 90s photos and shit. They sitting on your back, you sitting on theirs. Y'all holding feet and shit.
Oh crazy. My goodness. But I guess I'm gonna say I don't if it's for you, I'm not gonna be like knocking it or anything, because like you said, it dates back to centuries when men used to have multiple women. It wasn't very common for women to have multiple men, but like Shay said, as the generations go on, things change, and
you might see it a little more often.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have some parents, especially some Black women, they might be like, "How the fuck did you do that? Like, what's your secret?" And they fine as fuck too. Like, girl, they might think you got it going on.
Yeah, but and then I think about it too. Like, think about it like people who are married, and let's just say something happens to your significant other to where they can no longer please you or whatever.
Because they got older.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people who are in that situation would tell their significant other, "Go find you somebody. I'm okay with that."
Because I know I can't do what you need or whatever.
Like that guy, the guy told his wife, "I need to find her online."
He probably, I don't know why I feel sad for him, because ain't no nigga gonna feel sad for us. But I feel sad for him knowing that he knew, because it takes a lot for a man to be willing to give up his woman like that. But he wanted to keep her because he really loved her, but he probably knew that it was something he could not do that somebody else could do. Yeah.
He cares sometimes. Unless it's
Neo. Maybe
because Neo.
No, for real, because fuck him. Because if a man if I love the man so much to tie my tools for him, he gonna have babies, babe, I'm gonna flat your tires and put shit in your tank. We're gonna I'm gonna hate you for a long time. It's gonna take God to get me off of you.
Nobody forced you to do that.
No, but niggas be knowing. They be manipulative as fuck, and they be knowing when somebody love them that they'll do anything for them, and they'll use that shit.
Women, we're smart too, and we're manipulative as fuck too. She probably wanted to get her tube stabbed and said, "Okay, baby."
Oh my god, she's always the fucking advocate here.
She was probably lying.
You're not a girl. You're not a girl.
No, I'm a realistic girl, because I would be
like,
I wanted to tie my tubes anyways. I just made him believe that it was because of him. That's probably what it is.
I mean,
because I don't think that woman is so not like.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have been like, "Yeah, I did it,"
and didn't.
That too. Maybe she didn't.
That's key. It's in the water.
Guess what? Because first of all, if you leave me and go with somebody else, the first man I get with, we get married and I'm getting pregnant. Boom. And then you're gonna be like, "I thought you did this." No, you thought wrong.
Why the fuck does it matter now? I'm happily married with a child. Get your bald-headed ass on somewhere.
You see why I say us women are manipulative?
That was Steph's thought. That was not my thought.
My point exactly.
Oh, so
But I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. Told him, yeah, I got it. I mean, if I already wanted to get them tied, I would have been like, yeah, I did it because you told me. If that's gonna win me some brownie points, I'm gonna let you believe whatever you need to believe.
I'm gonna say I would have definitely not got them burnt. I would have maybe
not burnt.
Bitch, I would have just got on birth control. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. No, because birth control, you can just stop taking pills. You could just stop at some point.
Babies. I'm not trying to have no more kids, so I probably would have burnt them, taken them off, and everything, and said, "Oh yeah, I did it because of you." But knowing damn well I didn't want no damn more kids in my life after it.
I know we have to close, but that's a good question. What made him tell her to do that? Because they could have very easily just use contraception if he didn't want to have kids. So I wonder if that was him trying to control her and wanting her to not have kids with other people at that moment. Like, oh, maybe in his mind he knew that he did not want to just be with one woman. But
prove how much you love me. Prove that you're loyal to me.
I mean, are selfish like that. They're like, oh well, I love you, but I don't want to have kids because I know I want other women, but I don't want you to go have a child or a family with another man.
Nobody else. Oh.
Okay, we're gonna have to close.
They should just piss me off. Like,
they about to break her computer screen.
She is.
They just piss me off. Like, oh, that is so fucking selfish. I hope that was not the thought. I just hope that was not the thought process because that's so selfish. Like you said, I would have just got birth control. I'm not going to do that. Like, you don't have kids. There are plenty of birth controls where if it's not pills, I don't do the pills. I'll forget. But I'm like, you can get the NuvaRing, you can get all kinds of shit. I'll try it all, but I'm not about to tie my tubes or burn them bitches because you are temporary. And I don't know how temporary you are until you leave me.
Period.
I'm not, no. So yeah, like what I'm saying, if I do it, I'm gonna do it for myself. If I really want that, if I don't want no kids and I know for a fact I want to be outside, be auntie, I don't want no children, then sure. But if I have an ounce of like motherhood in me, I'm gonna do that for you. You're not even my husband. We ain't got no children.
That's why I also wonder, like, what was the conversation? Like Steph said, what was the conversation when that happened? Like, what made them decide that was the best option for them? Like, was it really him saying, "Hey, I want you to tie your tubes," or her being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it," or was it more like, "Hey, I don't want any kids," and she's like, "You know what? I don't want kids either," and maybe she was like, he's like, "Okay, we'll tie your tubes, burn them off, make sure we don't accidentally have kids together."
Yeah.
I feel like there may be an interview about it somewhere. I'm gonna have to look it up. Maybe we could talk about that next time.
I know there's one of him with his other ex-wife, like her and the ex-wife are there together because apparently they started kind of like dating while he was still married with the other one. So there's like an interview of all three in them there somewhere, but I don't know. I wonder if they asked her about the tying the tubes.
It sounds like tea. It says sterilization was something Neo and I discussed thoroughly in the months leading up to. Oh. Okay.
Steph, you gotta tell us what's happening.
I'm trying to.
We're just over here quiet and shit, just waiting.
I'm trying to see who's talking because it looks like him and the other woman talked about it too after she had her baby. Hold on, let me start over.
The one that had the 3 babies or the other one?
So before the doctors finished up in the delivery, so I think the one that he had the babies with, might have gotten her tubes tied too. Okay. Oh guys, let me tell you. She and mutually okay. It said on she and Neo mutually agreeing to sterilization.
And this is not somebody he even fuck with right now.
So if he's not wanting to have kids so bad, why doesn't he get a vasectomy?
Because baby, he clearly coming in a bunch of people, or not even if it's not a bunch of them, he's clearly coming a bunch of times. He's shooting the club up with no consequence to himself.
Right. He needs to be sterilized.
Somebody does she I think maybe she had children. Sterilization was something Neo and I discussed thoroughly in the months leading up to the baby's delivery. We had a daughter, Madeline, in 2010, and 2 children seemed like more than enough for the both of us. Neo also agreed to undergo a vasectomy to show our mutual commitment to the relationship.
But he didn't do the vasectomy, right?
But I was so busy caring for 2 young children, I just assumed Neo had followed through and had gotten the vasectomy. I trusted him so much that it never even crossed my mind that he hadn't gone through with it.
Manipulative as fuck.
Wow.
See, that's why I don't like his bald headed ass right there. He ain't shit.
She did agree to it, but I didn't know she already had children. So I guess that gives me a little bit more comfort. At least she did get to experience.
Maybe it was a thing where she's like, I don't want anymore.
And I can see that. But for him to tell her, like, okay, because basically now you're telling me these kids are going to be our kids and you're not going to have any other kids outside of ours.
Yeah.
And now it's like he has the ability to go have more kids. If you say he has. Yeah, he has. Yeah. Had more kids. But now she can't give her significant other any more kids. So I think that's maybe the fucked up part. I mean, they did mutually agree, but he didn't keep his side of the agreement.
I mean, well, parenting 0 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. So it's like,
some people like parenting.
Yeah, some people do. My sister's got like
it's
4
hard,
kids
but I like having my babies. I like my babies. They get on my nerves for the most part. But I guess like I said earlier, I like people getting on my nerves. Get on my nerves, please. All right. Let's close. So thank you all for tuning into our podcast. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel, like, and comment. We love feedback. While you're at it, follow us on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you stream your music at, we're there. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. Go like, follow. Also, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, similar to the one from today, or anything that may come to mind that you want to hear our point of view about, or if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, feel free to email us or shoot us a DM. Again, thank you, and see y'all next week for your weekly scoop serving.
Next month.